trying to organize myself, but this pillow is making me so hot. It's too hot for me today. Great British summer. It's not a joke. Let's be serious, because we live in a serious times. Hi everyone, this is Slavic Muslima Carolina speaking. This knowledge, these tips that I'm gonna mention in this video will help us to create the reality that we actually want to create in our life, and our manifestations will be easier to reach them, to have this in our life. Why it is important to know what we want in life. You see, in life, in conscious manifestation, we have to have direction where we're going. We have to have a focus, because without it, we don't have focus. We don't know where we're going in life, and we don't certainly know how our life will look like. What does your soul actually want? You see, from very young age, we have been influenced by our parents, school system, educators, people that we were relying on when growing up, that we knew that what they say, it's what we should want, because they know better than we do, because we trust them that they will give us the direction where we're going. You're growing up, and then you're realizing that actually you don't know what you want, and actually you don't know if your previous decisions were correct decisions. And I speak with many people, and I can see that many people, they say that they know what they want, but actually in reality they don't know what they want. And I was in this position as well. I didn't know what I want. I was following the script. I was following what I supposed to want. And in this video I want to talk about it because I see the importance of slowing down, reflecting, and finding out what we really want. In order for us to really know what we want, we need to sit with ourselves, sit with our thoughts, and be true with ourselves. There is no maybe, there is no but, there is no even if. We absolutely have to, guys, know what we want in life. For instance, I met many people that they were saying that they are looking for love, they want a relationship. But in reality, they don't want a relationship. They are not ready for a relationship. They think that they want a relationship. We absolutely have to agree with ourselves what we really want, to have the focus, so then we have the direction. Because if we're not gonna know, then we will be following someone else's script. There is a cause and effect in anything that you do. So if you don't know what you want, you will be floating without direction. Like sometimes just being in one place or not even moving, which is fine temporarily. The underlying reasons why we don't know what we want, why we should know what we want, and the consequences when we don't know what we want, because there are big consequences. Considering that we have this opportunity of a lifetime to experience this life, and if we make mistakes, that's okay, but at least we tried. And knowing what we really want in life, it's crucial in conscious manifestation. So then we can experience that of what we agreed with ourselves. Not having a correct focus of what we want, what drives your soul forward, what moves you forward, your deep inner desire of having a life that you want for yourself, is connected to not knowing or following someone else's expectations, is hugely connected to what they are gonna be thinking about me. My mom wanted me to be a doctor, but I am not a doctor. I hate learning about these things. I don't want to be a doctor. I just want to have a simple life. I want to have a land and I want to build my house. And I just want to have simple, peaceful life. Living next to the trees, living next to the forest, whatever that is. Not knowing what you truly want and not following your dreams is absolutely connected to shame. What they're going to be thinking about me. The same as me choosing Islam. I was scared what my friends will tell me. What my classmates from Poland will be thinking about me. That I am a weirdo, let's say. Or something like that. I was scared of judgment, but I did it anyway. That is just an example that you have to know what you want, because otherwise you're going to be wasting time and you're not going to have that direction, the focus. Focus is absolutely important. And not caring what they're going to be thinking about you. Not knowing what you truly want is absolutely related to not having a self-concept, not knowing who you truly are, not knowing yourself. Even if people will be talking about you in certain way that it wouldn't affect you, it wouldn't affect the direction of your focus, because you know who you are. From this standpoint, you're choosing your reality, you're choosing the direction of your life, because you know who you are. And their opinion, you can listen whatever they're gonna say, but because you know, you absolutely agreed with yourself what you want, this is what it is all about, guys. This is what it is all about, guys. And the secret in not knowing what you want lies in not agreeing with yourself of who you are. Because everything is connected. Your self-concept. If I agree with myself that I am a business owner, I have my identity of a business person. And then the characteristics of that business person. And what if there are problems? I'm not gonna run away and be a coward and sell everything and close it because I am scared of the problems. The problems are part of life. But because I have my identity as a business owner, I move forward regardless. You have agreed with yourself that you know exactly what you want. You wake up in the morning, get up from the bed, and you are that person. Maybe you have bad day, that is okay. Today is this day, tomorrow is a new day. But you are acting from a place of that you know who you are, from a place of that you have agreed on who you are. And from that space, your reality is there. You are living your reality. You know what you want. The same as with relationships. If you want to find love, you agree with yourself that you are open for it. And suddenly you might see that there is a person in your surroundings that is absolutely open. But then you are open too for relationship possibility. Because if you find yourself that you are scared, then that means you don't want this. Then that means you are not ready for it. Then that means you didn't agree with yourself. Then that means you are following someone else's script again. And because maybe your self-concept, it's that you are not worthy of love. Maybe that is a big possibility. And then no matter how many people will be in your surroundings that you potentially could like, every single person, if you go to that close stage, you just might run away because you don't have the self-concept that you are worthy of love, that you're ready for love. Then there is nothing you can do about this because you didn't agree with yourself that you are ready, actually ready for this. In conscious manifestation, knowing what we want, it's the first step. And this gives us a sense of direction and focus. Otherwise, we will be floating somewhere, here, there, and nowhere, because our focus will be distorted. It will not be concentrated. And plus, if we don't know what is our self-concept, anything that people will say, it will influence your thoughts and your beliefs about yourself. So then, instead of you knowing that you can achieve whatever you want because you agreed with yourself, you will be going in completely different direction, like that or like that. Knowing the direction of your life, knowing what you want, then you take small steps. You starting build every little something, right? Every building block, more and more, and then you will achieve exactly what you want because you know what you want. Without steps, there is no manifestation. Nothing will happen without steps. There needs to be action. But action comes from knowing what we want. As I said before, I want a business, but do I have the business mindset? Do I have the business identity? Am I identifying myself with a businesswoman, businessman? What does that mean? Do I have to have a lot of money on my account? Not necessarily. Do I know where is my business going? I should know based on the direction, based on what I have agreed with myself. Am I taking the steps? Yes, I'm taking the steps because I am acting from a place of self-concept, identity of a business person. Even selling fruits. I'm not a fruit seller. I am a business owner. Am I taking the steps? Yes, every single day. Do I know where is this going? Yes, I know because I have a sense of direction. I know what I'm doing. This is not happening by chance. I have agreed with myself. That's it. It's all about self-concept, self-identity, and then the energy, the frequency that you're sending. Because you know exactly what you want. Money is an energy. What you send, it will come back to you. What you send, it will come back to you even stronger, maybe twice, 4 times, 5 times as much. It all depends on the frequency. What we are sending. What we are sending there, it will come back to us. Once we establish what we want, we understand that we are adopting this identity of what we want in life, and then we do the internal work. The internal work never finishes because, as I always say, what is inside will be reflected onto outside. So we have to work on ourselves. We have to work on our internal self. Therefore, we will see that reflected onto our reality. Also, you need to trust yourself. You need to trust yourself that whatever happens, there are good days, there are bad days. Nothing is always straight. It always is like that. And that's okay, that's normal, that is life, that is part of life, and we are all experiencing that. You have to trust yourself because trust in yourself is connected to a strong mindset. You have to have a mindset. Have to have a mindset of a creator. Once you know what you want, you don't have to really and truly overthink how is this all gonna happen, how is this gonna align. Don't worry about this. As long as you know what you want, as long as you have established, agreed on the identity that you have within yourself, then everything will fall into place sooner or later. You don't have to worry about how. It's just you have to know, you have to have the sense of direction, focus, and take small steps. And now, why don't we know what we want? You don't know what you want because you don't know who you are, because you haven't established, agreed about your identity. And it is about self-concept. Let me wait for someone to tell me what I should want. And this comes, as I said before, from the education that parents, they know better, so they will tell me what I should want. Why you need to know what you want? Because everything is also connected to your identity and your self-concept. And if you don't know what you want, they will tell you what you should want. They will give you a specific label. They will put you in the specific box that they think that you should be. They will give you a judgment about who you are. And they will decide for you. That's why you have to decide for yourself. Because otherwise, they will create a specific character about yourself and you will be playing in their game. You will be playing their character, their label that they gave you. So you have to know what you want, which is based on your identity, who you are as a human being. Many of these people that gave you or give you labels, they are traumatized themselves. They have traumas. And you would not like to be in their shoes, let's say. I remember many of these people, they were my teachers in Poland, let's say. And I do not have a very good memories when it comes to my school time in Poland. I remember maths teacher, but not only maths teacher. There were so many teachers, but let's say maths teacher. We were waiting for her to open the door before 8 o'clock in the morning. We were just waiting for her to come. And in the corridor, we were standing already next to the class in a row, guys. We were standing in the row. And you can see she's coming. She opens the door to the class. And slowly, one by one, we go inside, sit down. Nobody says anything. We look at her face, if she's happy. And of course, we already see that she's not happy. She's not happy to be here. She's not happy to teach this stupid children, right? That they don't know nothing about maths. That was her perception that she was projecting onto us. She started presenting the topic on the board. And then after, she asks questions. There is a proper silence. I can hear someone else's thoughts even. Maybe not here, but you know what I mean. The silence was crazy. And everyone is just terrified, waiting for her, praying to not to say Carolina. Because you didn't want to say, you didn't want to answer wrongly, right? You know, these vibes, these terrifying vibes, that even that you know, you're questioning yourself if you really know. And you are scared of even saying anything because you don't know if this is the correct answer. You're doubting yourself. Instead of being chilled, relaxed, and confident that you know the answer because you are not stupid. But you didn't want to be labeled as stupid because people were laughing at you, right? That is a terror. That was a terror. That was not the best way of teaching. That was not the best way of inspiring these young people, right? For them to actually follow their dreams and know what they want. And maybe helping them to develop their passion. But no, it was constant terror. Constant projection that we don't know anything. I don't have good memories, guys. I have funny memories, of course, but I'm pretty sure you know exactly what you mean. And this type of people, they are the adults that are influencing their own projections onto these children, creating stories about them that these children, they don't even know yet who they are, who they want to be, and you're already projecting that they will fail in life because they don't know 2 + 2 is 4, right? I will give you an example, yeah? Let's say someone, has a little bit of extra fat in their body, and they have their identity that they are fat. All life they kept hearing from adults even that they are fat, from their own parents, that they have to lose weight because maybe they have a little bit of too much fat. They have adopted that identity of being a fat person, and now instead of changing the identity as I am a person that is eating healthy, I am a person that is looking after the body, I have the identity of being a fat, and I have to lose weight constantly. Losing weight, all my life losing weight. If my goal is to just lose weight to change my identity, then I will be losing weight all my life, because I haven't established my self-concept, or maybe I do have wrong self-concept. Instead of me adopting the idea that I will be living my life in a healthy way, which means eating healthy, which means creating new habits, which means going to the park for walks, staying active, etc., etc. You see, all of these elements is connected to the identity, to self-concept. We need to know, we absolutely need to know what we want in life. Because if we don't know, then we don't know. Then we don't know who we are. If we don't know who we are, they will give you labels. They will give us a label if we don't know who we are, and then we will be creating that reality. The conclusion is that we need to have the awareness, and we need to know what we want, and we have to work on ourselves. We have to work on our self-concept. We have to agree with ourselves who we are and act from this, and then take steps. Small steps will create the most beautiful realities that you can experience and you will experience, definitely. We need to have this knowledge, this awareness, and wake up every single day, even if we don't have energy and even if we have bad mood. But we absolutely need to know what we want and who we are. Because from that identity, self-concept, we are creating our reality. I want to have a business, but I am not allowing myself to have a business because I don't have the business mindset, business identity, self-concept. How am I supposed to create a business if I don't believe, if I am not considering myself as being a business person? How? I'm gonna be doing something 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 years, and then maybe accidentally something will happen, and then suddenly I will have a business. This is not how this works. You have to first agree with yourself that you have business, because you are a business person, because you have a business mindset, because you have a business identity, because you believe in yourself, and no matter what's gonna happen, no matter what the day will bring, I'm gonna be okay because I trust myself, because I gave myself this identity. If you're not gonna give yourself identity of what you want and who you are, then they will give you the identity, and you will be acting according to their beliefs and their identities, because you will be believing that this is what it is. This is what they say. I am a failure. I don't know how to count correctly, because someone already projected their internal reality onto me. You see, you can have the perception that they don't know maths, and you can give them difficult questions that they won't be able to correctly answer. And that's it. You have your reality there, which will confirm your beliefs, of course, because you've done everything to confirm the beliefs about these people, this person. But if you act from a completely different position, that you know what you want, then the opinion, it's not going to change anything, because you already know who you are, my darling. This is how conscious manifestation is done, from choosing first. We choose and we see that reflected onto reality. And I am here to remind ourselves this, because this is crucial, because what we see in this reality, the reality is inverted reality. It's upside down, as in, I don't know if some of you watched Stranger Things. This could be the analogy of that. They have created something, presented to you, and then you have to believe in that. Then you project that, and then you create that of what they have presented to you. But you can change it by knowing exactly what you want and exactly know where you're going. You don't need to know all of the details, all of this small details, how and when and what. You just need to know who you are. You just need to know what you want. Once you know what you want, wake up every day with this identity, no matter what. I am a strong individual. I am a beautiful individual. I'm a beautiful person. I have so many positive characteristics about myself. Say to yourself every single day until you imprint that in your brain. Because the stories from the past and what they're saying about you, it's not you. It's not you, in fact. I am worthy of love because I am a love. And I'm not shy to give love from internal to the outside world. That's why I am worthy of love, because I am love. Your internal reality, it's the mirror of your outside reality. I hope you have enjoyed this video. And look after yourself. Have a good day. And of course, see you next time. Sending love. Bye.